Joining me is Chief Economist of PhD Chamber of Commerce, Mr. SP Sharma, Dr. SP Sharma. Sir, what are the volumes that you see in the commodity, in services and in product?
देखिए जो ग्रोथ रहेगा लगभग कोई हम $2 ट्रिलियन का इकॉनमी 2030 तक बनेंगे एक्सपोर्ट इकोनॉमी बाय 2030, जिसमें से $1 ट्रिलियन जो है वो सर्विसेज से आएगा, $1 ट्रिलियन जो है वो मर्चेंडाइज से आएगा। वो सरकार की विजन है और जिस तरीके से हम देख रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से डायनामिक्स जो है एक्सपोर्ट्स के वो इमर्ज हुए हैं पिछले 2 साल में। जैसे मैंने बताया कि वी आर द फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग एक्सपोर्ट इकोनॉमी अमंग द टॉप 10 लीडिंग एक्सपोर्टर्स। हमारा ग्रोथ सबसे ज़्यादा है, हम 14% से ज़्यादा ग्रो कर रहे हैं एक्सपोर्ट्स में पिछले 2 साल का एवरेज अगर हम देखें। और आने वाले वर्षों में भी हमारी जो ग्रोथ है वो बहुत अच्छे से प्रोजेक्टेड है। IMF के अगर हम आंकड़ों में जाते हैं तो हमारा ग्रोथ रेट बहुत अच्छे से प्रोजेक्ट किया गया है। और तीसरे नंबर पे जो एमर्जिंग एक्सपोर्ट डेस्टिनेशंस हैं, खास करके जो बहुत ऐसे कंट्रीज़ हैं जो छोटे छोटे कंट्रीज़ हैं, वहाँ पे हमारी ग्रोथ बहुत ही तेज़ गति से बढ़ रही है, जो आने वाले टाइम में वॉल्यूम्स क्रिएट करेंगे और वैल्यू क्रिएट करेंगे।
Sir, India is also thinking about $5 trillion economy in next 600-700 days. So, if we do the backward calculation, where do you see the volume right now where we are? It's a 3/4 of a trillion. Where do you see the projection should be and growth should be, and which are the important segments that India will need?
Yes, now we are a $3.7 trillion economy in 23-24. The projections are that we will be at around 3.7 trillion by the end of this financial year. And in the next year, in 24-25, we will be more than $4 trillion economy on the basis of high growth trajectory that we have achieved during the last many years. We are growing more than 7% in the post-pandemic years. And for the current year also, there are projections that we will grow more than 7% by, these are projections by many economists. So in the coming times, like in the next financial year, in 24-25, the growth projection is at around 6.3% that is provided by the IMF. And our economy, on the basis of such growth numbers, will become a $5 trillion economy in 25-26. That is the projection, and that is the estimate on the basis of growth numbers and on the basis of the recent trend of the GDP growth. So going forward, as projected by many international organizations, that India will be a $7 trillion economy by 2030. So our ranking will also improve to the level of third. We will be the third largest economy in the world economic system by 2030 with a economic size of more than $7 trillion. And we will be second in Asia after China.
The government of India has also taken in last 2 years, to be sure, and maybe more, last 2-3 years, that the PLI schemes have come up. We have seen that in your data also, you have brought those industry segments as growth trajectory, growth intensive as well. Where do you see the PLI schemes which government has kicked in will start showing result in exports?
Yes, very good question, because PLI is providing a great growth momentum to the merchandise exports, and that is becoming visible. And I think PLI should also come in the sectors where their labor intensive production is high, so that the employment creation is also becomes prominent, and the benefits to the exporters and manufacturers are also given. That will create tremendous employment opportunities if we add sectors where the labor intensiveness is high.
In your presentation, you have also talked about the usual suspect which are putting the export down or the business down. You have talked about labor, you have talked about power, you have talked about logistics, which are the usual suspects that India has been struggling for last 2 decades. We can surely see that India is struggling. Do you think there will be some remedy coming, or do you see the power tariff will come down, the logistics cost will come down? Do you see labor cost is itself a concern, because in India now, India is becoming aspirational developing economy?
Yes, because India's trajectory, India's nature of economy is that we move from slow to steady, then fast to fastest. And government is doing a lot of things for the reduction in the business cost, like they have come up with the new logistics policy also. And there is a Gati Shakti scheme which is connecting the many departments to move forward with more and more ease of doing business. And the government is more keen for the clean energy, like they have focused the green hydrogen, and many people, many businesses are now focusing more and more on the clean energy scenario. And for the finance cost, I totally agree that we are significantly higher in providing the funding to our businesses, as our inflation trajectory becomes a culprit to increase the repo rate, then the cost of funding increases. But we have to find some plausible measures to reduce the finance cost and to make available the finances to our manufacturing or the MSME sector. But gradually government is focusing all these costs, and we are hopeful that these costs will also come down and our exports will become more and more competitive in the international market.